Hello, Norrathians. This is Vass. And first, I want to apologize for not doing a stream in a few days. I have been working on a couple of houses that aren't being streamed. One of them is the Trick or Treats house that I'm doing. That one I will not be streaming because I don't want the person that I'm doing the house for to discover that I'm doing their house, because it is a surprise. The other thing is I've also been working on the Prelude event, which is basically me just running around repeating the same quest over and over and over. And other than that, I've been helping some other decorators and stuff like that, and visiting some people's houses to do walkthroughs and so on. So, but I am back streaming today. I wanted to work on the Haunted Palace for the Neriak build. I've got, as you can see, a lot of items in here that I'm going to be using. And I will probably do another stream today for Planet Coaster as well. Working on the Kinos theme park there. So first things first, let's get going on this build. Let's see, let me go to my skulls. There we are. And my layout editor, I need to switch it up because I was last working on my TOT house. Let's see, I think it was Neriak. Should have named it Six Flags over Neriak, but that's okay. There we are. And third one. And this is basically, the original file is the working, or the with file, which a lot of people use with. The difference file is without. So it's basically where you would put items in the crate and save the house without those items on the ground. And then the destination file is the working. So you can load it up after you do your manipulations. But I like to name them based on the house, and I also don't use the crate. So that's why I've come up with the system that I have. Okay, so yeah, I put a lot of stuff down in here since the last time. Okay, so save my one. I'm gonna move this one just so I can get that number. Move one of these and save without. There we go. So it was basically 3.2. So now I've got two in the same spot. And let's move this one over here. Might not have been a good idea to put all this stuff in my way. Now I do not want the blue showing, the railing showing, so I need to bring this out some. Trying to get it as close in there as possible. Which I think is going to be there. So I've got that one in there. It looks like it's about the same height. I can double check that just by going over to my layout editor, and this is the one I copied too because it's still highlighted, so I will copy the up down coordinate, and I will do a 1, move this one, do a 2, load up just that one, and paste so it'll be the same height. Okay, so now it's in there at the same height as that one. Okay, so now I'm going to copy that with, I believe it's 2 more. Nope, just 1 more. Okay. So copy this one. Okay, so it's basically 3.2. So the center point of a tile is the middle bottom of the tile when it's laid flat on the floor. So to go to the edge would be going from middle to the edge, which is the 3.2. So I actually need to move it double that, which is 6.4, up. And that will put it up above the other one. And it appears virtually seamlessly. I mean, technically it is, but of course it's not 3.2, it's 3.19999. But a decimal point with 8 zeros and a 1 isn't going to show up at all. So, got that part in. Now, for this section over here, I want to basically copy what I've done here and move it over because I want to do the stove on this side. So let's see, these tiles seem to line up the same on both sides. So how many books do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. And I believe, I don't think it's that one. What book is this? Farsoon Collection. Oh, it is. So I'll need 4 of those books. Okay, so I've got 3 tiles there and I've got 4 books. And let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3 tall dividers and 2 narrow dividers. So let's see. I need to find my nexus. I only have 2 of these. I mean, I could use 2 narrows to make up a a tall, but I might just use that space as part of the backsplash for the stove. So let's see, I'm going to get a new save, and I'm going to move these. So 1, 2, 3. Move the books. 1, 2, 3, 4, and move this one and this one, and then 2 of these, which I'll do that one and this one. Okay, so I've got those moved. Now let's move these items here. I believe it was 3 of those. And the 4 books. Now, if I would have been smart, I would have shrunk all these down first. That way I could have easily seen what was what. But hopefully I will be able to tell in the layout editor, because it's 22 items. Okay, so if I sort by scale, I see a lot of these are 1s. Okay, sort by roll. Actually, if I sort by rotate, that might work for me. It's still got the negatives at the bottom. Okay, so let's see. Hi, Luna. Okay, so let's see. I need to copy these and paste these over. So I'm going to copy these because I know these are the larger ones and these are the default. So I'm going to copy to here. Same thing with these. Okay, so now let's see, I've got a lot of them that are at 1, so I'll have to look at other things. For instance, the rolls and such. So I've got the narrows here. There's 2 narrows. So let me do the 2 narrows. So the narrows are taken care of, the books are taken care of. Now I've got the plain ash tiles. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it was 3 and 3. But 3 of these tiles are going to be rolled. As you can see, 90 degrees here. This other one is not. So let's make that the first one. Let's see, I've got 2 that are 90 here. So I'll take that one and make that one a copy of that. And then this one, I will make a copy of that. So that takes care of my tiles, my books, and my narrows. So all I have left now are my tall dividers, which I used 2, and they're easily found because of the roll. So I've got that one, that's tall divider, and that's a tall divider. That's a tall divider, and that's a tall divider. So basically I've got 22 items here, but 11 of them have matching duplicates. So I just need to make sure that I've got the items that are the matching duplicates. I know that one is because that's one of the last ones it did. All of these are. And this one and this one. And this one. Let's see, this one, I think I did one here. They should have the same numbers if they are, and they are not the same number. So hold Control and click to deselect. Okay, so this tall divider is negative 585. So it's a duplicate of this one. So if I get one that's negative 586, that will take care of that. So that's my 2 tall dividers, my 2 narrow dividers, my 4 books. I need one more tile. See, these two are different, and I need one that is different from those. Let's see. 0.93, 0.86, 0.93, 0.86. Aha, one of these. Okay, so if I take those and group modify that, now what I'm going to do is in the game, let's see, I've got 1, 2, well, let's look at it this way first. Those tiles, this one should be the center tile. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if I do it from basically right in here. And my location is negative 577 and negative 183. So negative 587, no, 577, and negative 183. Negative 183. Just double check. Because it goes X, Z, Y. I don't need my Z. It should just rotate around the X and the Y. So rotate those. And there were 4 in between, so I'll remember that. Apply those, save, and load. Okay, so it is too far. I went too far with it, which is fine because now I can bring it this way. And it also has to do with the fact that I can't do a 180 exactly in here because the house is a little bit on the wonky side. I'm not actually looking straight down the line, I'm looking off to the side, but I'm looking to the north. So it goes further out, so as I rotate around, it starts to shift it to the side. So go back to my layout editor, and there were 4 in between. I'm going to grab all of those, and I'm going to move it, let's say 3. I'm facing pretty much west, so let's move it to the east. It's 3 to the east. Okay, it's a little too far, but as I go this way, it might go back. So I need to go basically a couple to the north. Yeah, I forget how many it was. Narrow, tall, 1, 2, 3, 4 books, 1, 2, 3 tiles. Narrow, tall. So then it would be 4 in between. So this one. I could make this a group, but I'm not going to bother with that for right now. So 2. Okay, so that is a little closer. So now I'm going to do basically move it a little to the west and a little to the north. So let's start with doing 0.2 northwest a couple of times or a few times. Okay, so that is in the wall there. This one's in the wall here. It's not quite as far as I need because they're not even. As you can see, there's more of the pillar on the other side than there is on this side. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Northwest, I did 0.2. And that's a little bit too far. So let's see. I want the spokes to show. So now we can start going more to the west, no, more to the south. So we're going to go more to the south here. But we're going to do a smaller increment. So 0.05 south. Okay, and that's showing through, so I'll have to fix that. And south again. Okay, that is better. That looks pretty close to being right on. So now I need to go to the west. So we'll do 0.05 west. Okay, that's really close. As you can see, I've got these here. So let's go a little bit more. We'll do 0.05 again. If it's too far, we can bring it back. Now let's see. The thickness here compared to the thickness here is about right. I think that's good. Well, the gold is showing through and it is not showing through here. So it's a little too far. So let's go back and move it 0.01 east. Gold's not showing. So we are good there. I need to move these to where they're a bit more centered, but before I do that, I want to do my stove top just to make sure that it works good. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. So the center would be right here between these two. These two openings, these 3 divider pieces. So I'm going to shrink this down. Bring this over here. Now I'm not sure if this is going to work. It might actually be a little too big. Okay, it is a little too big, but I think I might be able to fix it. Okay, let's bring you up. Let's see. If I roll it, it does it like that. So let's save this, move it to get a new from difference. And we are going to roll it 90 degrees. And then let's pitch it 89.897, because if we pitch it exactly 90, it'll start freaking out. Okay, so I've got that there. Let's raise it up. And rotate it. Let's rotate it. Oh, that looks good there. Okay. Yeah, it's freaking out. Okay, so let's get a new from difference here. A new one. And let's rotate it an additional 90 degrees. Hopefully I'm rotating the right way. I did, but it's still flipping on me. There we go, that's better. Now I need to move it to the west. So let's do 0.5 west. And again. Too far, so let's bring it back. Let's do 0.2 east. Okay, that's better. Let's do another 0.1. It might be, yeah, that's a little too far. So 0.05 west. And let's bring it down a bit. Okay, and the reason why I wasn't concerned about it being too big is I don't really need all of this anyway. That at the back. I did want this part at the front. Oh, I moved it too quick. Since I'm recording, it's running a bit on the slower side, trying to keep up. So let's make these a little bigger, and we will sink these down. And same thing with this last one. Make it a little bigger and sink it down. Okay, so I've got 3 burners. So what I want to do now is I'm going to use these gears, and I'm going to do 3 burners. Now, how do I want to do this? You know what? I can actually let's do this. Let's make sure these are the same size. Let's do 1.4 on all of them. And we will copy the same height as well to all of them. There we go. Okay, so for these I can do 2 small ones on the side and a larger one over on this side. I think that would work. I don't want to go all the way back because there is going to be, oh, it cuts off behind that one, so I'm good. Don't want it right up against the wall, but that should work. So I've got at smallest scale. And then this one I will put over on the side at a bit of a larger scale. Let's go up a little bit more. And put this one basically in the middle. And we're going to sink these down. Might have to use the layout editor to do it. Yep. Okay, so let's move this one, and this one. And we will load those up, and we will go down 0.01. Let's see if that's too far. Okay, those at the back, and that one's too far. So I'm not sure which one's at the back. but we will do 0.005 up. Okay, this one moved, not that one. So the smaller gear, this one down twice, this one up. Okay, so this one needs to go down a little bit more. So let's go down 0.003. And that's a little bit too far. So up 0.002. Okay, that's better. This one's good. This one could go down a little bit more to kind of match it, but it's going to be hard because it's smaller. Okay, that's good. This one needs to go down. 1, 2, 3. Too far, so let's go up 1. And that's almost there. Up is probably going to be too far. Yeah, it's a little too far. So, haven't done this in a while, but 0.0005 down. Okay, a little bit more. And of course, from a distance, it's not even going to show up the same. But I think that looks good. Okay, so I've got that part done. Now for this, I might just delete this part. Because what I'm thinking is I can put this one in here. It's a little off center. I'm probably not going to get it without the layout editor though. But I don't think it's going to matter too much. Okay, so if I remove this one, and then I save that, and I move this one over to the north just a little bit. So let's do 0.01 north. And again, a couple more times. And one more time. Okay, that's got it. So then this one, I'm going to do a new save, and I'm going to move this one that way some. Quite a bit, actually. So 0.5 south. That's too far. So let's go back 0.2 north. Actually, it needs to come further because it's only supposed to be 2 sections between. So 1 north. And that's, of course, too far. So we'll do 0.1 a couple of times south. And a little bit more, so 0.01, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So now that I've got that one in, I'm going to lower this down. I'm going to get a save and great. Now that it's in the floor, I can't grab it. Okay. Luckily, it's the only one I have in here. And it is a tinkered gold divider. Okay. Let's try that again. And we will rotate it. I'm gonna move it up a little bit this time. Okay, save that. I can still grab it now. Move it. And then I'm going to change the rotation. So let's see, a rotate is negative 91. So let's do negative 92. Okay, negative 92. Uh-oh. I've got double negatives in there. That's what that little pop-up message was. I'm so used to the messages that I know what they mean now. Because I make mistakes. Okay, so that one's in there. Now, is this going to be a roll or a pitch? It's going to be a pitch. And let's go ahead and move it to the north a little bit to center it a little better. Too far. And let's see. Let's do 0.05 south. Okay, that's better centered. Now pitch 89.897. And let's rotate it 180. Now the reason why I didn't type in the rotate of 180 there, I did it this way, is because I want to add 180 to what was already there. So I didn't want to change that number. I wanted to physically add 180 degrees to the pre-existing number since I had rotated it to get it to where it didn't stick through. Okay, so that is in there. Now, I should have some granite. Yep, granite's right here. And what I'm going to do, I believe it was a negative 92. Let's find out. Well, let's do -2. Okay, so I've got -2, and I'm going to bring this back until it's behind this. I want to have it kind of centered. And then I'm going to lower it down to where I can make sure that it goes to the back and it goes past it, so that's good. And if it doesn't go on the floor, that's fine. If it's hovering a little bit, that's fine, because all you're going to see is this part right here. I wish I didn't have that little piece right there. That's okay. We will work with it. Now I need to do the same thing and I'm going to start out with these two being smaller. And I'm going to copy that one. See, I've copied that one down. Now I'm going to rotate these 90 degrees. And then I'm going to move them. They're a scale of 1, so if I rotate them 90 degrees, they'll be in the center. So I can move 2 to the north and 2 to the south, and that should put it at the edges. That's going to be a little bit too far. So let's do 0.2. And this one I moved to the south, so I'm going to move it back to the north 0.2. That one I moved to the north, so I'm going to move it back to the south 0.2. See if that gets me a little closer to what I want. Not even. But I can do 1 south and 1 north. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so that is a little better. This one's a little too far, so I'll move that one to the south. That one's okay. So this one we will do 0.1 south a couple of times. There we go. So we've got that in there. So I don't want these sticking through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two items. I'm going to roll them 180 because the center point of these items is the bottom. The center point of tall dividers is the bottom. So if I roll them and then move them up, let's say 1, that would put it sticking through the floor, but the center point's not sticking through the floor. So I'm still able to manipulate it. And it looks like 1 got it up, but it's not poking through the top. So that's good. Now the reason why I tried to do this one centered is I'm going to move this back and move this one out. But before I do that, let's get the door on. And of course I need to shrink it down. And I just realized that my stovetop is not centered. Wow. That was a doofy move. And this one might not work. Because of the fact that it is not, it's a little too wide. Basically, I'm trying to put a square on a rectangle area. Let's see, what can I do? If I do that, then I'm going to be hiding those. If I do that, you'll see them. I might do it this way. Oh, come on, quit freaking out on me. Don't want to put... Okay, so if I flip it around like that, that should work better. And make it just big enough for the opening. Bring it out some. Bring you out a little bit more. I want to be able to hide the stuff at the top, but still be able to have this in there. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Okay, let's go down 0.1 a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's a little better. I mean, I could always bring everything up a bit. Let's see, how much? See, I can't bring it up too far. I could shrink these a bit. Let's see if I did that. And then moved it up. 0.1 up, 1, 2. too far. So down 1. And that's not far enough. Down 0.05. Okay, that looks like it would work. And I'd have to bring these in along with those, which is fine. I can do that. See, let's move this one and this one. And we will move them in 0.2 to the north. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so then save that and move this one and this one. And we will move these south 0.2. South. Oh, I'm moving the wrong thing. North. And again, so I moved the wrong thing. Okay, so this one, north is negative 182. Reload. Okay, good. That's the new ones. So south. It was just lagging on loading the new ones because of the fact that I'm streaming at the same time. Okay, so now the tricky part. I gotta move all this down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And let's go 0.2 south. And it's too far. So 0.1 north. Okay, that looks like it's pretty centered as far as that goes. This needs to go back further now though, because looking at this, it's showing more. And this one's showing less. So we would do to the west. Let's do 0.1 west. And that's too far. Thought it might be. 0.01 east a couple times. A little bit more. Maybe 2. I think a little bit more, maybe 1 more. Okay. Can't see through on that side. Can't see through on that side, so I think we're good there. And that looks almost centered. I think it's good enough. Let's see. Need to move this one. Let's see, 1 north. That's too far. So let's go back 0.1 a few times. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. Let's try that. Nope, too far. So 0.1 north. Okay, save that, and then we will do this one. And we will go 0.1 north. Not that one. Okay, that looks okay, but this one's off. And 0.1 south. Okay, that's better. Okay, so now I've got that in. And I need to get the rest of that backsplash on there. So I'm going to copy this one. Let's see, this one, because I had to rotate it a bit. So copy that and paste it there. And it's at a scale of 1, so if we move it up 2, there we go. So that's done. We will need to cap this top part off here and then put in the vent, which I should have. I don't have my cart. There's my railings for the vent that I wanted to use, and my dividers. Okay, so that will work for my vent. Actually, hold on. Got a better idea. I was actually going to use this for an actual trough of meat, but I am going to use it here. So let's raise this one up. I'm going to have to rotate it. and roll. So 0.2 rotate and roll 180. And let's bring you up. Should I make it smaller? Just a little bit smaller I think will be okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then I can cap that off. Let's see, do I have... That's a starry square. That's a misty fog. But do I have a black marble? Tile of black marble and shared bank. Yeah, what about the granite? Do I have the granite as a tile? Granite triangle, rail, divider. I guess I can use the tall divider, but that's not going to work because it'll poke through the sides. I need a tile. I'll come back to that part. And I have a tall column in the bank as well. Let's see, tile of black marble and shared banks. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and finish this part. Okay, basically what I did over here, I want to bring across the top like that, and then make a wall of it here, and this part's going to be the hard part, because this part I think is where I'm going to have to use my triangle, because I want to keep this open. The only other way that I can think of using, the only other way I think I can do it is if I did one of these and then capped it off across here, even with this one, with a like a blue marble railing and maybe some gold trim of some sort of painting or something like that. That might work. But that is going to be on another one. This I'm going to actually cap off. So let's copy this one. Let's do 2 of them for now. So sort. I always like to have the larger ones at the top. And paste those there. And then I can move them from here where I want them. Now this, I do want to have it show through the styles. But I want it above that blue marble. That's poking through there. Basically, I want to get a look like that. So this one, I am going to move to the south, I think. Let's do 0.02 south. You'll see that's bleeding through. and it's bleeding through there, but not there. So let's do 0.01 north. Okay, it's not bleeding through there. It is bleeding through there. It is not bleeding through there. So maybe we can do 0.0, either 0.01 or 0.005 to the southeast. Let's do 0.005 southeast. It's not bleeding through, and it is still bleeding through here. I could just shrink it, but southeast, I might end up doing that. Okay, there's barely a little bit of a line there, and it's showing through there. So let's do 3.1 instead of 3.2. We'll do 3.1. It's not going to show through on either side now, so that works. Over here, I'm not getting any shimmer from it being up against the blue, so that's good. Now this one, I need to bring over here, and this one it will probably have to use the layout editor to get rotated right. Okay, let's try 179. Too far. Okay, 178. And that's closer, but it's going the wrong direction. 177.5. I hate that this house is a little wonky. Wrong direction. So 178.5. Too far. Let's change that to 0.2. Okay, that's better. That's almost as good as I'm going to get. Okay, that's about as good as I'm going to get. And we will bring you up. Now, the problem with this is it actually needs to be in line with that. So I need to come up here. I'm seeing that wall disappear. I don't like that. Let's save this. Let's move this. Save it. And put it back. Okay, now it shouldn't disappear anymore. Nope, we're good. Okay, so this needs to come in, and I had this one just at the edge. I don't think it yeah, it does overlap it. Okay. And this is too big. And it's getting collisions. That means it's right up against that. Okay, it is overlapping a bit, which is fine. I can raise this and you won't be able to tell. And I think that is good. Maybe make it a bit bigger. And make sure it's not sticking through. And it goes all the way to the ceiling, so we're good there. Reskinning the Neriak Palace. Gotta love it. Okay, I need to... I don't have any more on that one. Only you did 2. So I need to copy this one. So this one's basically 3.1. So I'm going to paste it there, and I'm going to move it up 6.2. There we go. And I learned my lesson from the last one. Let's move it, put it back. Apply, save, put it back. There we go, so it doesn't disappear on me. So I think I'm good there. I have to finish off, I have to cap this off, and then I'll probably cap off the arch there as well. Actually, I think I'll leave the arch and just cap this part and back. Yep, that might work. I could actually probably do it with these. Let's see, if I made you big enough to go all the way across, you're pretty close. Can't really raise you up, but what I could do is make you even bigger. Oh, I sunk it in the floor. Okay. Let's put you back where you were. There we go. Okay, so make you bigger. And I could probably go all the way to the top without bleeding through the stairs, I'm hoping. Yep. Okay, we're good there. So that means I could physically let's get rid of this one. Let's bring you back down. Don't you disappear on me. Okay. Can I still grab you? Yes, okay. So, save that. Move you up. Save that. And load you in. And let's move you, let's do 0.2 to the west. Okay, it is behind that, which is good. It's a little too far behind that. So let's do 0.1 east. Too far. So let's start doing 0.01s. That'll save me some building block count by doing this as one piece. And then I only have to do the sides. And this coming up Saturday is going to be the Majdoul Decorade. So for the Majdoul Decorade, I believe I will be showing the Six Flags over Norrath, the main park. Not this one, of course, because it will not be done. And let's change this to 005 west, because I got a little bit of bleed through there. Okay. So that part's done. Now for a little theming, I've got this right here. And let's roll it over and sink it down. Try to do this in one move. Needs rolled a little bit more. Also think it needs to go back a little bit more. Okay. Now bring it down. There we go. Because this is a creepy place, so. Nope, it is roll. Okay, my narrow divider isn't far enough down, I don't think. There we go. And I can still grab it, good. Okay, so that part's done. I need to wall in the sides. Which basically I can use this one and this one and bring this up, and I know those are narrow, but I shouldn't have a problem. If I copy this narrow to the granite, and then I raise these up 2. Uh-oh, hold on. Down, and now up 2, and then scale these to 0.5. Okay, 2 was too far. So maybe I will put those at 1. And then I would just move them in. So let's do 0.5 to the west. There we go. Now they're in there. Okay, so that's capped off. Got to do the chute, and I've got to do the black marble to go in there, and then we'll pretty much be done with that unless I wanted to add some shelves or something, but I doubt it because I've got shelves over there. And I think back here at the back I will build a refrigerator. Let's see what's left to do. I'm thinking of doing some wall cabinets here. Maybe over here, but doubtful. Might do that part off screen. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cabinets. Six cabinets there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over here. So I've got just enough of these. And I think once I lay these down, that will be the end of today's work on the kitchen. It's coming together. Still need to do the cabinets and dead plants, the herbs. So I gotta do that. Gotta finish off the hood. Gotta finish off the cabinet doors. Oh, I'm gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4 more for here. So I'll need 4 more of the cups for that. And I'm thinking of turning this area right here into a little bar, but at the same time I might not. I might leave it the way it is and put an island in the middle, because I think if I did the island in the middle, then I can do some of these pieces on there. Oh, this is not going to be easy. Okay, let's do it this way. Go up like this. And we will go 0.5 east a couple of times. Okay, so that's in there. But yeah, I'm thinking that could go on the center island. Let's do this. There we go. So that part's done. Gotta do a little bit more theme work to give it the creepy vibe. Have some spider webs, rats, all that good stuff. But I think that's gonna be after I have the kitchen completed. I think that's going to be the best time to do that part. And you know, it's going to look weird if I did a triangle there, so I might do what I was thinking and putting the tile across there and put blue marble railing across, and maybe one of the gold paintings for the gold trims. I might do the same thing over here on this side just to tie the two together. But I will do all that in the next episode, so I will catch you guys later. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching.